Hi, my name is Abahi, and in this video today I give you 10 reasons why you want to work in the insurance industry, and trust me, all of these reasons are going to surprise you, so stay tuned. Hi, before we get started, go ahead and share, like, and subscribe to this video. We're a very small community and it helps sharing information. And if you really enjoyed this video, go ahead and support the channel by watching one of these ads, especially the one at the end. Alright, let's get started. I'm not giving these in any particular order, okay, but I will go ahead and give you 10. So, here's one of those options. Alright, the insurance industry wants you to work for them. They actually have a coalition between firms and companies and carriers that are working aggressively to recruit you from other industries, from construction, medical, legal, and every other community too. They actually have a month, it's I believe in the month of February or the month of March, called Insurance Careers Month. And what they do is they focus specifically on recruiting and getting the word out about why it's so great to work in insurance. I don't know any other industry having people team up. They want to recruit you away from the technology, ball game, from entertainment, and they want to give you a solid career that has many opportunities and interests and can actually fit. They want to recruit you away because they are running out of people, really. I mean, let me just be frank. Most people in the insurance industry right now are like your baby boomers, maybe some people from Generation X too as well, who are going to be retiring soon, and they need to fill these roles with fresh new blood. They might as well be vampires or lions. They are craving new blood, and it doesn't matter about your age. They just need people who want to come and build a career in insurance. And like I mentioned, they're teaming up to do that. You don't see Google and Apple and Yahoo and Lyft and Uber teaming up to recruit you because it's saturated over there. They are working together in the insurance industry to recruit you. So like how they have in real estate a buyer's and a seller's market, it is a job hunter's market. That means you have the advantage, okay? So that's one of the reasons why you should want to enter the industry, because they want you, like Uncle Sam wants you to pay your, Uncle Sam wants you. The insurance industry wants you. You can find out more information about their efforts to recruit in the description below. All right, next. Okay, now there are some super duper benefits that come along with working in the insurance industry. I have met and talked to and emailed adjusters who have worked for Travelers. Their perks are amazing. If you start as a trainee, you make, I think, like 50 to 60,000, right? But within 90 days, you get this like super bump of $20,000, or I think it might be 6 months. I'm going to check the email again. But you get this a bump of $20,000 once you complete training. And they provide your company card, they provide a company credit card, all the tools that you'll need to be able to do your job too as well. And it's not like Geico. Have you seen those Geico cards with the, you don't want to be pulled up to a dinner and that. These are just plain black sedans, 4-door sedans that you use on the road. And so you feel like proud to be able to get back in and forth out those cars. And I've seen like some Allstate guys, they have those magnets on the side. I don't put that on my car, but Travelers don't require their teams to do that. And if you can get past that Travelers personality test, which is very, very tough, but if you can get past it, consider yourself an elite class and go after it. So the perks are really, really deep, really tremendous in the insurance industry. Plus, you do get the opportunity to travel. If you do work for a company like Geico, they have some great perks too as well. I mean, you do get the car, but it's a different style. You have the Geico logo right there on the side of the road. However, if you're working in the auto program, you do get the flexibility of being in the office and outside the office too as well. And you'll probably move around too into different areas. There's a company out there too called Argo, that they have this Argo University where you continue to be able to invest in yourself and learn. They actually listen to their employees about new ideas and how you can improve not just the company but the industry. Which brings me to my next point: the learning and knowledge opportunities. There's not a thing, I say this all the time, there's not a product in this planet or a product in this, at least the US, including you, the person who has never not been under some type of insurance policy. From the moment you're born to the day you die, life insurance, right? You have policies and insurance. And as you grow, come into this industry, I know I mainly talk about claims adjusting, but when you come into this industry, you'll learn a lot that will not only help you, but will also help people you love and people in your community too as well. Because insurance is a lot of information. Every policy is maybe just a slightly bit different, although most of them are generally the same, because of this different endorsements and exclusions that people might have, as well as premiums and things. But knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more power you have. So being paid to learn about insurance is almost like being paid to know about laws and legals and what you can do in your rights when you get pulled over, and how to fight a ticket in Cobb County when you just feel like they just give tickets for fun, because they do that here. All right, so knowledge is power. So we've covered 3 so far. They want you, okay? So they want to recruit you. They're out hunting for good candidates. The benefits are really great. Again, you have the perks that come with it. Then you have the knowledge and continuous learning. The next benefit is the opportunity to travel. When there was a hurricane in Puerto Rico, was it a hurricane or earthquake? Adjusters went out to Puerto Rico. You could be in Haiti. You can be in Pennsylvania, Alaska, Hawaii, California, whatever fits your flavor. Florida, if there's hell out there, you can go out. If there's damage and they need it, you have the opportunity to travel. So if you're like me and you like to be in new places at different times, this career is really, really great for you, because you have the opportunity to travel, and you're not just traveling how business folks travel, where you're just stuck in the convention center or you're just stuck in a hotel. You're outside, seeing the town, meeting the locals, eating the local cuisine, and actually immersing yourself. And you're not just staying for like 1 or 2 days, you're actually staying for a period of time, and you get to be able to see the community rebuild and reflourish as people get their lives back together. So if you want travel in your job description, this is a good career for you too. Okay, next, here's a really good one. It's very easy to enter the industry. No, I'll take that back. It's not easy to enter the industry, but it's very simple to get started in the insurance world, because you can study different courses and programs on your own. You don't need graduate school. You don't need a PhD like for the medical community, or like with lawyers. You don't have to spend 3 years studying, pouring books, and just I remember I used to want to be a lawyer, and I visited the law building at the University of Cincinnati, and I just was like, I don't want to be surrounded by dust for 3 years. But with insurance, it's still a lot of reading. You do look at policies and contracts, but it's fresh air. I can be outside doing it, just different ways. So it is easy to entry, especially if you come in as like a claims adjuster where you don't need a college degree. Again, some states don't even require a 40-hour course. If you live in Louisiana, all you need to do is pass the exam. If you are working on that, get my study tips below too, and I do have a free quiz for you as well if you are studying for your exam. So that's another good tip, or another good reason that you should enter the insurance industry, because it's easy to enter in, okay? Next, there is a lot of career growth in the industry. You start off getting paid well just on the entry level. Didn't I just tell you go from like a $60,000 salary to a $20,000 bump in your first year? So you're making like $80,000, right? That's as a staff adjuster. If you're independent, you're going to be making a lot more. But the career growth, once you know that, there's opportunities, for the directors and manager positions, and then you can be the head of claims for a company. So there is opportunity to keep going. So imagine if you're making $100,000 a year at the entry level. Just think as you rise up the ladder, how much more money you'll be making. That's why it's such a good industry. I know folks who live in Buckhead and Stone Mountain. They're making 6-7 figures as adjusters. You start working commercial claims, you start working flood claims, then you're like the managers for those. You're not going to lose out money the higher you move up, you're only going to get more money. It's possible to do that in this career. So you start off, you invest a little bit of money in yourself, $500 to get that first license, and you start working your butt off to learn your craft. That's important. You got to know your industry, and then just start to move up the ladder. So career growth is a great opportunity. You can move up and you can move laterally too. The actuary underwriters are there. They have higher level positions, and there's marketing that you can be involved in. There's future plans, and what are we going to do with drones, and how is technology going to change insurance? What about blockchain, entertainment? If you want to do the legal side, contracting, of course, insurance companies have probably some of the best paid lawyers out there. No matter your interest or your expertise or what your background is, there's a good fit for you in the insurance industry and great career growth. Next is the opportunity. This is why I'm into the insurance industry, because it's the opportunity to help other people. What happens is you have a storm, or people suffer a loss. I got a call about a guy, a commercial claim actually, very excited about that. A car ran into his hotel and destroyed some of his rooms, so he's not going to be able to operate, so he's going to have his loss of use and business expenses and business income. So I have to take a look at all of those pieces of information and details to see what should he be indemnified for. Well, I get to help this guy put his business back together. He's frustrated, he's upset, but there's opportunities to help him back and get things back. But he's not the only one. I mean, whenever there's been tornadoes in Ohio, well, people need help getting their lives back together, and that's what we do as adjusters. Cars, which people use to get back and forth to work. I feel so it's tough because my friend lost her car in a car accident, and it's been a struggle with the insurance companies and never pay what the car is worth. And then if you don't have that gap coverage, how are you going to get a new car? And then when you're without your car, how are you getting to and from work? And Atlanta is a big city. Not everybody has the public truck, but adjusters and insurance industries are great, and that's why it's like a necessary evil. You hate, and that's what we do. We help others. Okay, now here's my 3 favorite ones that will go. Just to recap, the insurance industry wants you to be in this field. Number 2, there's great benefits and perks. 3, knowledge is power. There'll be continuous learning and changes, and also too. I'll get to that in a second. So there's continuous learning and changes that you'll go through. If you like to travel, that's a good option too for you. It's easy entry. There's career growth, okay? And what I was going to say is that also if you want to work in politics, insurance, most states have insurance commissioners, and those are elected positions. So like no matter what your interests are, there's a lot of opportunities for you inside the insurance game. My favorite, you get to help others. But here are 3 you're going to like. I'm going to start with money, and then the other 2 are really going to surprise you. So money, of course, is great. I told you about the guy, the trainee position with Travelers, but as an independent adjuster, you'll make good, and I'll flash some salaries that I find. Look online stores, see how much people are making. It ranges from how much they work, when they got into it, and who they worked with, what type of claims they worked. But you make a lot of money, which is why people don't leave the industry once they get in it. And it's also why people don't want you in it. They want the money for themselves. So I talked about that in another video, but it makes a lot of money. So stick to it, and I'll flash, if you haven't seen this video, watch that. It talks about the salary for just the insurance adjuster position, but there's more positions in insurance. Now I want to talk to you about something that you may not have known about, is that this insurance should be passed down generationally, and it actually is, which is why you probably like, why haven't I heard about this career before? Because it's all done through word of mouth. If you haven't heard about it from a friend, it's maybe your parents were in it, your brother, your sister, somebody in your family was in it. Most insurance firms, like the agents, they can pass their whole firm down to somebody in their family. They can leave it. You can introduce let's say I have a 16-year-old brother now. In 2 years, if he doesn't want to go to college, why would I not pay $200-300 to help him with his course and helping him pass his exam so he can go make $300-400 a day? Wouldn't you? I'm sure you bought a pair of shoes and a jersey for somebody in your family, or maybe help them get their hair done or something like that, which can cost $200-300. Why not invest in something that's going to make them money back? So it's a great generational it's a great generational investment that they can then pass down to whatever offspring they have. But the investment is very, very wise. It's probably one of the best investments you can make as a family. Additionally, if I wanted to take my brother out on claims, which I have done, he can drive me around while I'm working my claims. I get things done a lot faster. I see husband and wife teams. I hear about husband and wife teams too, who work together while one's doing the scope or the pictures on the exterior. One is inside talking to the homeowner. Then they switch. The other one talks, the one that was outside talks to the homeowner while the other one goes and do the interior photos, and then they're done quick. One is driving to the next location while the other one is uploading photos, doing documentation, writing up their notes, and they're done with that claim. So by the time they get to the next one, they're on and popping, and they're able to work more claims and make more money because of it. I've even heard about a husband and wife team where one is on site, maybe let's say in Texas, while the other one lives out in New York. She's able to do the Xactimate sketches, and they just communicate via, a headset. And they just talk about, okay, here's my measurements here. This is the front facing. I'm in the dining room, and they just keep it moving. They just keep it rocking and rolling. So if you have, if you were looking for a good career for somebody in your family, and you want a good career for yourself, this is the great opportunity. I don't know any other job. Like when I worked in operations, I couldn't take my younger brother out with me. He was really small then, but you get my point. Hopefully you do. I'm pretty sure there was something else I was going to say. But, so we talked about the money, but then here's this, if I have to say, is number one, it's the time and freedom that you get. Again, like when I was talking to the guys who work at Travelers, they work a couple claims a day. And with them being able to work a couple claims a day, I'm not sure how they spend the rest of their day. I didn't ask, but I know I get to schedule, me personally, I get to schedule claims for when I want. At least for the most part. Sometimes homeowners, they're home certain times of day, right? But if I want to go to the workout at LA Fitness in the morning at 10 o'clock, and I could do that. If I wanted to go at 12, I can do that. 2 o'clock, I can do that. Typically, I start my day later, so I start maybe around noon, so I can take care of my paperwork or any stuff I need to do for myself, errands. I do that in the morning. I'm also a part of Toastmasters, so I can do that twice a month. And I tried to do that with other jobs. For some reason, some companies don't want you to have time for self-improvement. Don't know why. It would only benefit them, but in the insurance industry, they really want you to work on yourself and want you to grow. That's why there's so many learning platforms that they have. Renfro has them, Pilot has it. As I mentioned, Argo has it, State Farm has all these learning modules for you because they want you to improve. I don't know other companies that really do that and take the time to train you actually on the actual job. They really expect a lot of people to already know what you're doing. Okay, so time and freedom. That's what you get. You'll even hear people talk about you can work a deployment for a few months out the year, and then for a part of the year at least, and then take a few months off to just be with your family, which means maybe working 9 months and then having 3 months off, and you'll need that rest if you're working 12-hour days, 6-7 days a week. Time and freedom is just something that you can't buy and you can't get back. And that's the greatest reason why you should enter the insurance industry. So with that being said, go ahead and watch the ad at the end of the video if you really like these tips, and it does go to support the channel, as well as like and subscribe, and don't forget to share. If you have any questions, my contact information is in the description box. I have a lot of free stuff down there too, so take a look. Adios.